Me and Tom just got done with deadlifting, and it's time for our post-workout meal. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, I had to actually look up YouTube videos on how to do a lot of things. And so I thought, why not just go ahead and make some of those videos I used to watch when I was younger to learn how to do certain things. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my chicken breast, and this is very important to have good meals, you know, when you're a bodybuilder or powerlifter, to not only make sure you want to eat your food, but you're getting enough macros in throughout the day because, you know, you're looking for the next meal and you're not like, damn, not another thing of dry chicken today, you know? So getting right into it, I recommend you take your chicken out of the fridge when you go outside to heat up your grill, and that way the chicken has time to kind of get closer to room temperature and it's not coming right out of the fridge straight on the grill. This will help it cook more evenly and it'll help it cook a little bit quicker. And so now we're gonna heat up our grill and we'll wait. One thing I've noticed when watching other people grill is they'll only turn on the burners that they're gonna be cooking over. When if you have a grill like this, I like turning on most of the burners, if not all of them, and that way the grill temperature gets high enough to help cook the chicken inside and also on the other side that's not facing down towards the flame. Because if the lid closed, the temperature is going to rise, and it's similar to how an oven works. You're containing the heat, which is going to help thoroughly cook the chicken. Now we're going to let the grill warm up, and this is going to also allow for any excess stuff on the grill to help burn off, and then we'll brush it, and then we'll throw in our chicken. Got my grill buddies today. What are you doing? So let's talk about our chicken breast. So what do we have going on here? So we basically just took thinly sliced chicken breast, threw it in a Ziploc bag, and added some marinade. Now this is spicy marinade. If you don't have marinade you like and you want to keep your chicken kind of plain, salt, pepper, and olive oil is the way to go with that. Just be sure you coat it thoroughly with olive oil, and that will help retain some of the moisture within the chicken while you're cooking it. You can also drizzle a little bit on top and just season it with salt and pepper. But since we're marinating this, I'm not going to add any extra salt and pepper. And I don't want to add olive oil because it's going to add more calories to it, so we're using a marinade since we're on cut. And by marinating in a marinade, you're going to wind up adding more moisture to the chicken, and this is overall just going to help prevent it from drying out and you ended up with dry chicken. Those are the two methods I recommend. So if you want it plain, use olive oil, salt, and pepper. And if you want it to have more flavor and more moisture in the chicken, you need to marinate it. And you know, I think it's fine to marinate it for at least 30 minutes to an hour. If that's all the time you have and like you're running behind, it's not gonna be the end of the world. But obviously the longer you marinate the chicken, the more flavor it's gonna absorb, as well as the more moisture it's gonna absorb. So Krista got tenderloins today, and that's what we're gonna have. Now, if these are chicken breasts, you want to make sure you're getting them thinly sliced from the market or doing it yourself with a regular chicken breast. If it's pretty thick chicken breast, it can wind up not cooking well in the middle, and you'll pull it off, and it'll already starting to char on the outside of it, but it'll still be raw in the middle. So by cutting them in thinner slices, you'll ensure that the chicken breast is going to cook more evenly, and it's going to cook a little bit quicker. Now, Krista accidentally picked up tenderloins tonight, so I guess we'll be doing a video on how to cook tenderloins properly. Chicken tenders are very similar to how you cook chicken breast. If you cooked chicken breast before, this is going to be the same method. Chicken is chicken when it comes to the grill. As long as you're following those previous steps for poultry, you can't go wrong on the grill. So now, before we flip them, I'm going to add Slap Your Mama. Thoroughly coat it. And for those wondering, I do have the grill heat pretty high, almost all the way up. Sometimes the heat's really high and you're using olive oil, it can cause flames, which can dry out the chicken even faster, and in some cases completely burn it. So that's why you need to be sure you're outside listening and watching the grill. It's also important to note that some grills are hotter than others, and it also depends on how many eyes you have and a lot of the factors. So how long it takes for each side kind of varies on how hot your grill is and can get, especially with the lid closed and the burner is kind of close to the max. But usually you never want to wait longer than 3 minutes before checking on them. And usually it only takes about 3 minutes for one side to get done, about 3 minutes on each side, especially if the grill's pretty hot. And when it comes to tenderloins, they're going to cook a little bit faster than chicken breast, so you want to keep an eye on them. So some of your smaller slices are definitely going to wind up getting done quicker. And I don't use the thermometer to check the internal temperature. I just kind of eyeball it, and I cheat because I use a knife. And when you don't see any pink, got that nice white color, it's done. You can also see how juicy it is still. You can also test for doneness by seeing how firm the meat is. If it's pretty firm, it's done. And we know we can cut that apart and see that it's still white. Good little color. This one's a little bit more squishy, but it's still firm. And so this one's a little bit more juicy, but it's not going to be as firm. And this is usually when I pull them off and it's like this. You still get that nice white color. Now we got a beautiful plate of perfectly cooked chicken, which is going to be great macros to help us build more muscle. Hope this video is informational for you guys. If you've got a different way to cook your tenderloins, let me know in the comments down below. Hope you guys have a good morning, a good night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.